So we are here today to celebrate Absalom Jones Day. In the Episcopal Church, we celebrate Absalom Jones every year close to the day of his death, which would have been February 13th, 1818. So today is February 12th, and we are gathered at St. Paul's Episcopal Church. This is the church where my mother and my father and I settled in the 70s. But we grew up in Philadelphia, and St. Thomas African Episcopal Church is actually the church that we grew up in, and it is the first church that was established by Absalom Jones when he joined the Episcopal Church with a congregation in early 1800s. We celebrate every year his amazing life that took him from being an enslaved child on a plantation in Delaware to Philadelphia, Pennsylvania at the age of 16, and then finally to becoming a priest in his late 60s, 50s and 60s. And it was a remarkable journey filled with service to others. So my father, Dr. George Love, was very active in first the Philadelphia community as a teacher and as a vestry person at St. Thomas Episcopal Church, where he served for over 20 years. But he was an educator who loved teaching and loved being able to work with young people. And he was in the sciences, so he taught high school science. My father was very active in the community. He served on numerous boards. He started organizations. To know him was to know that he was a community servant. He loved sciences, so he judged science fairs and he encouraged other people. And I guess that's really, he was an encourager, but he never stopped caring and wanting to do for children. So he established his own scholarship for a graduating senior male student from Harrisburg High. But then our Union of Black Episcopalians got started in 2014. And at the time, my father was one of the big proponents because we did not have a chapter here in Harrisburg. And so he belonged to the national organization, and he pushed along with others to get a chapter established here, which became the Bishop Nathan Baxter Chapter. Sadly, my father died in 2014, just before our chapter was established, but he was the impetus for getting me involved. So my mother, in 2016, she did not know that she had been the first African-American student, male or female, to graduate from the Wharton School at University of Pennsylvania. She was from Jacksonville, Florida, the segregated South. She had finished her undergraduate degree at Fisk University in Nashville, Tennessee, her first time away from home. She went back to Jacksonville and worked for a year. And after a year or so, she realized that her future was very limited in Jacksonville, and she wanted to go to graduate school. So both of them were very involved in the community. My mother also was highly qualified with her degree with an MBA from Wharton School. She worked in churches and she volunteered in schools and she did a lot of things to help the community. And so when she finally moved to Harrisburg in the 1970s, she reconnected with Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated because she had become a member at Fisk University in 1941. And she got involved with the sorority, she got involved with the church. She was a charter member of the Harrisburg chapter of the Links, and she continued to be of service wherever she could. And so she became a very shining example of what it is to be a community servant as well. So when the Union of Black Episcopalians was thinking of honoring my father and saying, why don't we name a scholarship in his honor? Other people said, well, what about Mrs. Love, because she also is a wonderful person in the community. Our Union of Black Episcopalians decided to establish a scholarship and call it the Dr. George and Mrs. Hettie S. Love of Learning Scholarship. And it is to go to a student who is going into the field of teaching. My father loved teaching. My mother was a natural teacher, and I actually became a teacher. So the love of learning is in us, and we can't help but share it with others. And so this scholarship, named in my father and mother's name, is one that we hope will be of benefit to the community, that will find some people of color who really want to give back to the community by going into the classroom and teaching the next generation of students.